Welcome back. Game number 2 underway for the Oceanic World Championship. It's the finals of the winners match, or rather the winners bracket, I should say, pardon me. We're getting very close to the end of the tournament, guys. It's a best of 3, and we'll see if this gets closed out or not. Spawning the bottom right corner of the map is going to be Team Liquid's Blue Terror and Taeja.
In number right, as the Red Terran, it's Gumiho.
Okay, so Gumiho did some cool stuff that game, but I think when it came down to brass tacks right there at the end, it was kind of like two ships sailing in the night. They did both walk across each other with similar army counts, but as we saw, I think number 1, those upgrades, the quote-unquote greed from the upgrades played out really well, followed up by B, the fact that he just got in a better position. Taeja, Gumiho was waiting for him with tanks. Gumiho was waiting for the Marines. There's just no way Taeja was going to break that. Not with the same way that he had tried to defend at home.
Yeah. Definitely should go back and look at the very exact numbers, because we definitely get an opportunity, as we both realized, oh, it's going to be a base trade, but definitely most notable was the +1 and the combat shields. So, even if the other numbers were just a little bit different, like 1 less Marine or 2 less Marines or whatever, those would have made up for a lot. So Gumiho wins a odd game. And that's kind of the game you can't really look at too hard, because it is all about, like, well, if I only had 1 Marine watching my 6 or whatever you want to call it.
That just sounds like you like super army code. Like, I got you 6, Sarge. Go, go, go.
The thing is, though, is I think Taeja did have a Marine that scouted Gumiho long before Gumiho scouted Taeja, and he still lost. Oh well.
Well, I don't have a score update for you guys as far as the brackets go, but Solar's facing off against Armani, and the Zerg winner of that, ZVZ, will go on to fight against Hitman, and that should be really interesting. I don't know how Emotion or Arthur is going, because, again, it's a series where it could be a little bit cheesy, but it would be cool to see some rematches come out. I do know that there's a chance that Gumiho fights Taeja yet again, depending on how this all plays out, but whether Gumiho wins or loses here, it's, again, going to send somebody down to the losers match, where they'll wait for what is either Arthur, Emotion, Armani, Solar, or Hitman. So there's about 6 players left in this tournament at this point.
Well, a little bit of a change up of builds, I suppose. Gumiho goes through the faster command center. Looks like Taeja is going to go for a Hellion Marine drop.
Yeah, this is a bit of a pain in the ass, of course. You'll get that Hellion out that will deal with the Reaper eventually, but there's that small period of time where if you choose not to pull SCVs, because you went for that faster reactor, you can't tango with 1 Marine. Which, of course, is really annoying, because if you got multiple Reapers, even that 1 Hellion won't save your ass.
Okay, so it is going to be the 1 Hellion for scouting. It looks like for Taeja, he does go into a tech lab. So, going to be going up to, I would expect, Banshees. I don't think he's got too good of a scout on Gumiho. No scout at all.
Yeah, I mean, the second guess, if this was the only other thing alternative this could be for would be some sort of weird tank all-in, but BCQD was the last person I really saw try and pull off tank all-ins. It's been a long time since he's been innovating.
Yeah. The option would have been to get like a really fast Raven if you thought that Gumiho was also going for his own Banshee, but usually it works out that you can get at least 1 Banshee before the Raven, and neither of you are going to die to Banshees. Because that used to happen, guys. Like, they used to go 1 Banshee and the second one, and then it was a weird, like, well, no one has detection, so he would deal some more CV damage. It'd be really silly.
Well, I see a concern in chat I want to address real quick. Someone asking, why is the finals a friggin' best of 3? Seriously. Yeah, if this was the actual finals, that would kind of make sense to have the complaint. But with double elimination, guys, the finals of the winners bracket is essentially the semifinals of the entire tournament. So don't get in a fret just yet.
That all rhyme.
Actually, wow, didn't he? Cool. One of those moments,
I'm gonna use that more.
Yeah. I just have to have like cue cards of like these 3-word sets that I could just kind of grab bag whenever I need to think of something to say.
Yeah, post it on your computer.
Oh my god, dude, we were watching the SSL stuff, and I really like Maynard, or not Maynard, sorry, pardon me. Well, I like Maynard. I've been enjoying Moonglade's casting, right? But you know me, I don't watch a lot of the Korean stuff because I'm usually asleep or something terrible's going on or whatever. So I had actually to date, I think I've only heard that Brandon guy cast once. Oh my god.
Yeah.
When I was watching the SSL with Solar's match, dude, that guy was saying here or like every 3rd word, right? I tweeted about it, and then like had 5 people reply like, "Great! Now that I've heard it, I can't unhear it." So we started making a drinking game out of it. Like every time he sits here, you're gonna take a drink. So that's why you need these little pocket words, so you don't get trapped in that scenario where you don't say "here" like every second friggin' word.
No opinion, I suppose. I have not heard Cassie that in a long time, but with Pro League, oh, Banshee dies. With Pro League on the way, maybe I'll be hearing more of it. These Hellions get in here, just no freaking problem.
Yeah. Actually, nice little dance on top of that too, because he will take out one of the. Oh, actually, what's it doing hanging around that building? That CV. Never mind. He hides and he lives.
You can't see me.
That's pretty much the case, right? Repairs up the Hellion at the same time, but more on the way out of Taeja. And is Taeja, well, he isn't picked yet. We'll see in a sec here what he puts on the tech lab. But I was going to say, is he willing to play mech? I think between Yoda and how many other people the last few times, yeah, it's going to be mech. Last few times we've seen TVT on this map, it's the mech player who takes the victory. Yoda versus Jockshi, MMA versus pretty much anybody. It's interesting to see Taeja go for the mech build.
I like your cited sources.
Well, I'm just like what games I've been watching recently. But
you know, he also going for the much faster third CC. Gumiho is pretty far behind on that one, but should even out as the game goes on. Especially since Taeja is going mech, they're usually the more defensive. Although you can have points where you just realize you can push with a certain amount of tanks and probably win. A little bit of an air scuffle here.
Yeah, he can't afford to lose his Raven. This is going to be really important, actually. Not just for the sake of detection, but the fact this will eventually make more auto turrets, going defense drones. This is a little bit hairy. We'll clean up that Viking so the Raven will live to see another day. Banshee still on the run. He's going to keep chasing it. There we go. Does, of course, not need a scan.
So bad. Without that auto turret, well, I mean, I guess the Banshee wouldn't have ended the game, but it would have done so much more damage.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man, this is so many Hellions, though. I'm actually... Blue Flame's coming up, too. This is a situation where I don't know if it's going to be like... Like, there's got to be medevacs, but with this... to make those Hellbat drops, right? You can't just run Hellions into tanks and Marines. If you do, you might get a good fight, but that's a big maybe.
Oh. It's mech versus mech. What up? Double armoring for Gumiho, too. So, again, being a little bit greedier with those upgrades. And also still, despite having a later third, gets the faster third on location. So great for him. And I mean, if you're planning, who knows what? Okay, so Gumiho knows that, okay, he knows that Taeja's going, well, he doesn't actually know. Neither player knows if they're going mech or bio. Cool. This could just like cause like odd attacks or reactions, you know? Like, yeah. Taeja's like, I have 20 Hellions, let me try and kill the Marines that he has. Oh no, those are tanks.
So there's going to be a pretty hard point, though, where Gumiho might be... Okay, so there's going to be him behind in Hellions, right? Like, that's without question. But that might not matter a whole lot because of just how delicate Hellions can be fighting one another, depending on engagement angles, of course, and siege tank blasts. But the other more important thing is Gumiho's coming into this approaching with later air... So he's going to have less Vikings, no air superiority. The Raven's going to be a huge addition to Taeja's composition compared to Gumiho.
Yeah, excellent point. And also, Gumiho getting a 4th command center already? I almost feel like that in itself tells me that Gumiho knows that Taeja's going mech. Either he saw the Hellions or the Raven Viking count told him or something, but like who gets a 4th command center that fast versus like a bio player? Just asking for that to be sniped off, especially where it is, outside of the supply depot wall.
Yeah, it's
as the wall.
It's bold. We'll call it bold, I guess, for now. Because it's only stupid if it fails, and it's great if it doesn't. Auto Strike Harass at the natural base might not be too bad. There is a Wouldn't Mind. Look for a shot. It can, of course, kill a Viking. So just be careful for that.
Again, I'm just looking at the vision. It's like, I think they both know they both know just from like little glimpses of composition on the army, but it's like they don't have the factory count or anything like that. Oh well. It looks like Gumiho recognized that the Viking count was not in his lead. I think the Vikings went over the natural or something like that, so he's getting a couple of Thors. Definitely necessary.
Look at the resources lost real quick before something dies. 2 minerals! Oh. 2 minerals separated these 2 players. I really don't think armor upgrades is going to be that big of a deal for the ground fight. Still, Hellions are going to blast each other to death really fast, regardless. But it's definitely going to influence the air battle. The problem is, Taeja's got about 3 times the amount of Vikings, and no amount of armor upgrades is going to make up that difference.
But as long as Gumiho can hold on to at least 3 bases, you know, and not be broken, it is going to become a game where it's like, who's going to get more air, and Gumiho can make the decision. You know, Taeja can make the mistake of stopping Viking protection, but oh my god,
a double blue flame drop clears out the natural base real fast. Siege is up the high ground. Taeja with a huge advantage coming into this point. Defense is going to go down. The Vikings will get annihilated, and even though Gumiho is going for lots of Thors right now to make up for that lack of air difference, he's not able to push into this tank line. We've seen them demonstrated by players like Cast and Happy, though. If you have like 10 plus Thors, you can push into tank lines. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can swing that Thor, well, appendage around.
The push comes in from Taeja, though. There's just not enough stuff from Gumiho. He has the upgrade lead just barely, but not units.
He's had every unit advantage possible going into this, Sans and Thors, but you didn't really need the Thors. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was a much bigger deal for Gumiho. It was behind in the air army, but tanks are going to absolutely wipe out what little tanks there are left. Vikings still stand to see another day. There's an auto turret covering his butt, because, you know, why not? And Vikings routed across the map. Oh, Banshee, please. What up with the Vikings? Guys.
She's going to make sure that Gumiho lives for now.
It's so silly.
Oh my god.
It shouldn't, but it will, yeah. Takes out 2 of the tanks, but hardly over. Moro rally to the front lines. It looks like Taeja, even if he doesn't kill Gumiho right now, he's already killed Gumiho. He just doesn't know it yet if he removes his 3rd base.
Yeah. I mean, Gumiho has a 4th base that was a 5th base that was canceled there, but Taeja also got a 4th base. He actually has it on location, so his economy is just booming. And he still has this contain, which is what's really big, is that his contain's going to get stronger and stronger.
This just sucks that there's no way to break this line for Gumiho. I mean, if he had medevacs, he could actually drag and drop him, maybe with the Hellbats, he could start getting back into this. But sadly, without any air support whatsoever, just 2 Vikings in the air with nothing to shoot, because all the Vikings from Taeja are on the ground.
This is... I know Gumiho must be thinking, like, I'm going mech. If I can push this back, I can maybe turtle. But
No. Looks like Taeja outplayed the meching master known as Gumiho.